We start by putting in paper what we want to do, and I'm not the best at it, but this is what I want. I want 40 width, 55 high, and 12 on the wings. The bed is gonna have like 39 inches, so I'm giving an inch for the padding, and just to an inch to play around there in there. We're gonna use 1/4 plywood. Then we measure what we want. It's 40 inches. We have this piece, so we're gonna add another piece. So add another piece. So we're gonna go for the 55 inches that we need. So you just 40 inches and 40. You make a line before we cut. For the design, 2 inches, we trace a line, we mark the middle, it's 20, we're going to make it 40, so it's 20 inches. So to make the design, you're going to need anything that you have around. Like I always use something flexible. So I'm going to use nails so we can hold it. The flexible piece, whatever you use. I'm using a wire that I have, aluminum wire, and this is how I use it. The nail so we can hold it in place. Okay. So I put a nail. Hold it. I'm going to nail this part here. Then that will hold me like another set of hands to hold the piece in place. And I can give it the shape I want. I can use another nail here to help me. And then just like that. Push it in, you see how it goes. Give you a really nice round end there. So push it in. And we only need 1/2 of the design, because that half is gonna help us to do the other half, so they can be exact. That's what we get. Now we cut. I'm gonna cut 8 inches that we need to cut. So we measure here. For the design, we're gonna use the jigsaw. We have to be careful not to go outside the line, because we're gonna use this piece to do the other half. So we have to do it the best we can. Then you have the other half. So now we have the piece for the top. We need to cut another piece just to add to get the kind of measurement that we need. We're going to add it to the back. Before we do that, I'm going to show you this. This is for the framing. We're gonna put this in the top. I didn't film how I did this, but you just get a piece of plywood. I think it's 1.5 inches, and then you lower the blade on the table saw, and you just do these small cuts so the wood will bend easier, so you can make the shape on the headboard. Some staples, big staples to the wood together. We cut the access wood. And that's how we do this. And go. That's how it's gonna be framed all around, and then I'm gonna put some across too, so give it strength. Okay, make sure you do these cuts for the baseboard or the molding before you ensemble. Don't do it like me, that I started and then I had to cut. It's a pain in the neck. You cut it first, and then it's easier. Here's a tip. See that the staple came out through there? I had to do that so I can have some support there. If I cut it from there, you're always gonna have like a little bit sticking out. Doesn't matter what you do, then you have to sand it or something. But if you do this, instead of cutting it, you grab it by the tip and you rock it back and forth. It breaks inside and it doesn't leave anything in there. Now for the bracket that's gonna be here, to put it in the wall, we have to cut a 45-degree angle on the inside, and we'll do that on the table saw. Now that we have the 45-degree cut, we're gonna put it with this wood here. so I can add some support. We need this space, so we're gonna mount it on the wall. You know, we have room to play with. So there you go. That's how you do the frame. For the wings, you're gonna need 2 pieces of 52 by 12. 52. It's gonna be the height of the side of the headboard, not the centerpiece. 30 inches from the bottom to the top, and then 38 inches. We're also gonna do the cut for the molding before we ensemble here, so we're gonna do that. So we mark 4 inches, 3/4. That's an extra set of pants. We're gonna get the same little wire to do the design. This is how we're gonna do it. I want to do this. So for the top, I'm gonna use something round. Anything they have, I'm gonna use this. Here, quarter. Just give it a smooth corner there. What we're gonna do a small design in the top too. Not too big, something small, just to give it some character. So now we cut that. Alright, to cut the other one, so they can be twins. If you want to top of the other one. Yes. Now when we cut this one, we have to make sure the first one, when we cut, we try to the blade put it in to the outside of the line, so it can be exactly as though the design we made. Now this one, we have to put the blade in the inside of the line, just to make up for the pencil tip. So, and then they're gonna be exactly the same. Now for the wings, for the framing, instead of doing it this way, the way we did the face of the headboard, we're gonna do it like this, two together. So it makes the same height as if the wheel is like this. But we have too many curves, too close to each other. So we're gonna do it like that. And this is what we do. We just hold it there and then mark through the bottom. Like that. That's the cut that we're gonna make. So now I'm gonna glue two together. Then I make the cut and then we have the piece. To cut it, I'm gonna use the bandsaw. Okay, so we're gonna glue this here and staple. And then we're gonna do the same thing we did there. We're gonna put the wood here. I'm gonna trace it in the back. I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna glue, same thing. Do the same thing to the other one, we'll wait for it to dry. So when I glue this, I put a staples in the back to hold them together. And this staple here, it looks like it's gonna be right on that line that I have to cut through. So I'm not gonna use the bandsaw in case, so the blade won't break. I'm gonna use the jigsaw. Well, I was close, but not right there. So I'm gonna keep doing the same thing here. Glue there. Trace the line. I'm gonna glue another one. I'm gonna cut. Then we just go with the straight parts. Really straightforward. Cut, glue, same thing all around. And this is the final for the wing. Now we're gonna sand. Alright, and now this is ready for upholstery. This is just to give you support. And now the upholstery part, that will be the next video. Thank you for watching. To put them together, use a quarter inch staple. I'm not using glue because the wood is so thin that the glue just gonna spread everywhere. I'm just gonna tag it in some places. So, oh, that was not quarter inch.